things with you.
So Noah, the bad things section is when we like to hear a story about a fight. It could be a crazy fight, it could be a funny fight, but our Jimmy Martinez clause is it cannot involve murder.
Okay. I haven't murdered anyone.
Perfect.
Probably the most ironic fight. When I was 20, I went on Birthright.
Oh, yeah.
Someone chewed with their mouth open.
No. So my group got into an pretty much all-out brawl at the site of it was like at an Arab site. It was like close to one of those Muslim-Jewish shared lands. And the irony is it was two different groups of Jews fighting each other with a group from Queens who was full of these Russian Jews that got into it with some of the Russian Jews in our group. So they had this beef where they were talking shit. So basically, when you go on Birthright, it's like all these different groups that go to the same sites, and it's kind of staggered by 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. And our tour guide, it was like one of those cliffs where we went to the bottom, and our tour guide just happened to be taking a long time to tell us the story of whatever the fuck he was talking about. And this other group couldn't come down the cliff until we were gone because we were right at the bottom. So this group of Russians from Queens started yelling down shit in Russian, and some of the Russians in our group understood them and basically said something to the effect of I can see your sister's pussy from down here.
Fair enough.
And so they started spitting on us from up above the cliff. And then we finally move, and we're all in the lobby of this area waiting for our different Birthright buses. And as soon as the group saw each other, it was just like two different packs of lions, where it was like a cartoon where dust swirls and there's just Grolix flying in the air. It was like as soon as we saw each other, it was just kind of on site. And I'm 6'4", 230, so in a room full of Jews, I'm easily the biggest one 9 times out of 10. And so as I got in the mix, they jumped me because, they're it took, yeah. So that was.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys believed in hell, you'd all go to it.
I know. Well, I'll tell you what was interesting is the Dead Sea in Israel is one of the most historic landmarks. Mm-hmm. And I was so badly cut up from once I got jumped, I was on the ground and the gravel was fucking up my knees, where you really can't get in the Dead Sea if you're cut up because the salt content will hurt so bad. So I went all the way to Israel and I couldn't even get in the Dead Sea because I got jumped by other Jews in Israel at a Muslim site.
Yeah.
So no one backed you up of your group?
They did, but not well enough. It was definitely a tougher. The other group was definitely a tougher group.
Did you
They were more about it.
Did you even have skin in it? Sounds like they just jumped you because you were big and they were take out the big guy.
Well, so what it was is the groups converged on each other and there was a lot of shit talking back and forth. And then as soon as one punch got thrown, I just saw that and kind of snapped. And I'm not even trying to be some tough guy. I was there to defend our. It was just I was angry. I was grumpy. I saw someone hit one of our dudes, and so I just went after him. And as soon as I went after him, they all jumped on me.
Right.
I mean, that's great. That's a great story, though.
That's a great story.
And no one died. So
yeah, no one died.
Fortunately, thank God.
Okay, so we have 3 minutes before you have to go. Unless you want to keep talking about misophonia.
Well, so I will say I just heard myself swallow that water on the mic, and I was embarrassed. Okay. Someone could call me out if they heard that.
By the way, my throat made a noise earlier, and I looked at Maddie. He's just laughing at me, and I'm like, oh, God.
So yeah, but I'm looking at it because it's just kind of funny that happens, and it happens pretty fucking frequently. I'm not annoyed by it at all.
Yeah.
I don't even think of it. Would that annoy you?
The throat sounds
would that annoy you?
Me.
The throat sound bothers me, but what is interesting is sounds that typically bother other people usually don't bother. Nails on a chalkboard doesn't matter to me. I was at the dentist earlier today, and the sound of them cleaning my teeth didn't bother me.
That's okay with me. What about a ticking clock?
That doesn't bother me at all.
God.
But
I can't.
Esther can't meditate with a ticking clock, and I don't even hear it.
Yeah, if I sleep at someone else's house and there's a ticking clock in the room, I'm like, take it out of the room. I can't fall asleep with that sound.
That's no good.
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
What about phlegmy shit, snort?
Like Harrington every freaking day.
We're back on Harrington.
Yes, Harrington snorts his mucus, and Brian knows this.
I could look at Harrington and tell you he's one of those guys that goes.
Yes, several times during our Monday morning meetings in here, he'll just sit in here and just snort his mucus.
I hate it.
Yes, there was one time Brian lost it, and he walked out and brought him tissues in. He's like, "Dude, please."
Yeah.
I was like, "Thank you," because I don't want to always be the nightmare person.
Harrington is just a big dumb ox. He doesn't know how to chew. He doesn't know how to breathe.
Yeah, there he is.
Unfortunately, he knows how to breathe. The blowing nose thing isn't equally.
Hate it.
Hate blowing
I
nose.
don't
Which
mind
one's worse? Because this sometimes, listen, I didn't want to fucking join the ranks of Harrington, but I'm going to throw myself under the bus here. I do snort every now and again if my options are limited. If there's no tissues around.
It's disgusting. Then just wipe your nose and keep it there.
Well, no, because you can't, because it's like, it affects
No.
your life. You can't breathe.
Otherwise, you're inhaling it into your lungs,
No, you're
your
not.
mucus.
No, you're not. It goes back through and out and into your
I mean, it goes
mouth.
through your
Not-
throat, which is not
Disgusting.
way better, but
I hate the nose blowing and the snorting, but all that is something I can stomach because it's usually over with. It's like a one-time deal. You got to blow your nose, and it's done.
I'm
can
okay with
relax.
blowing nose,
If
yes.
someone's eating, there's no telling how long that sound is going to last for. So I'm on edge until they're finished.
Right.
Yeah, no, blowing noses doesn't bother me,
Right
but the inhaling it,
The
I hate
snorting
it.
it back and
Yeah.
doing
Maybe I
the...
should- yeah,
And when people do that thing where they start going like... and getting it out of their throat and shit.
Yeah, that's freaking
My dad used to do that. Was like he would do it. Like my dad smoked a pipe from like every morning. He had a pipe until the end of the day. So his mouth and nasal system, everything was just fucked. You know. So I would hear him wake up, and he would. That's how he would clear his system. Just that on repeat.
And do you hate that sound?
I hate when he does it in the morning at like 4 a.m.
This is how it starts. The slow conversion where everyone discovers the sound they hate.
When you
and you
come back from-
realize you too are a low-level misophonia.
It's like Scientology. Look,
We're going to audit your...
I don't mind when other people do it. I'm just saying I used to hate, like it just he would do because his fucking system was so backed up by the time he woke up. He would just be like like again and again and again, like for hours, and coughing and going like like he would cough so much he would get to the point where I'd be like, he's got to throw up. This has got to happen.
And that was every morning.
Every fucking morning.
That's what they call an Australian alarm clock.
Oh, that's it. That's what gets you out of bed. Fuck yeah.
Okay, so since we're out of time, we're going to skip the last segment. I have one last question. How do you feel about coughing?
Annoying, but not rage-inducing.
It induces rage
Taking
in me.
fucking notes.
No, I know. Possible episode title. Yeah, coughing makes me insane.
coughing annoys you?
Yeah.
You guys are
Because like coughing, it's not just like a and one time.
Yeah.
It's like someone has the dry cough, which I get because sometimes I'll get that. And when I get it, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm the worst. Like I should just hide myself in my house. When somebody else does it, I'm like, I want you to
I
die.
understand people get sick.
Well, again, it's like, for me, I think it's the permanence in my mind. Like if someone is coughing, it's not a sound I love. It is annoying, but I can either assume they're sick and that's not normally how they go about their day, or they need to cough to get over with and it's going to end. When I hear the way someone eats in an annoying way, that's how they eat every time they eat. And so I can't disassociate that sound with them for the rest of their lives.
See, with me and the coughing, last thing, promise, is that like if it's like I said, if it's one time, but if it's on 2 or 3 times, I'm like, this is just going to be
That
what
got
the
me
whole
thinking,
thing
like,
is.
My grandmother coughs like all the time, and my father fucking hates it.
Yeah.
And he goes after
misophonia.
her every time she does it. And I'm
Now
like, would
you
you
know why.
leave this poor woman alone? She has a dry throat. She's 80.
What this
Give her fucking cut her some slack, man.
One night, I was 18. I was studying for the final exams. I heard my dad wake up in the middle and start,
You hope he died.
you know, snorting and making all fucked up nasal noises. I heard him go out into the backyard, and I just heard him walking in a circle, going like,
Jesus.
But then I heard the back door open and my mum come out, and she just stood in the doorway yelling at him about what an asshole he was and that he was going to die by the time I was 25, while he was just going, shut up! And she's like, you're a bastard, David, you'll be dead soon. And I'm
And
just
that's
trying
an
to...
Australian love letter.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's it. I'm just trying to study.
Now that you're saying that though, like it's for me, and it like a short cough is annoying to me. If it's something that's like a phlegmy thing where then it engages my empathy, and I'm like, like they really have a thing, then I'm like, that doesn't bother me at all.
Well,
if it engages my empathy,
I don't mind the big climax of a body function. I hate the buildup. So like
Yeah.
a good strong cough doesn't bother me, but if someone has to do the like before they get to the cough, then it'll annoy me because
Yeah. And then when it's indefinite too, because it's like, how long is this going to take to clear up?